The Liv Morgan revenge tour continues, and her latest victim, Rhea Ripley, through Dom Mysterio.
Dun, dun, dun.
Saudi Arabia has come and gone. King and Queen of the Ring was epic. Our winners have been crowned. Congratulations to Queen Nia and King Gunther, setting up for SummerSlam. And Drew McIntyre is confident it'll be him in that World Heavyweight Championship match.
He just got cleared.
And finally, where do we go from here with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes? All that and more on tonight's Spandex Stand-Ups.
Welcome to the Spandex Stand-Ups weekly recap. We're coming at you with our first episode as our new format. So we're going to do a weekly recap for you where we talk news, updates, all the good stuff. We got King of the Ring results to go over, so stay tuned for that. But also we're doing 2 parts per week nowadays. So we get the weekly recap, and then bringing it home, my man Evan has a history of Logan Paul to go over things with you. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. All of our weekly recaps will stay locked and loaded here on Project Nerd, and both parts will still be wherever you get your podcasts. And then check out, that's right, we're WWE in it.
We're WWE.
You got to have a bunch of different subscription services.
Right.
I'm just kidding. You just got to have YouTube. But hit subscribe on Evan Berke. Hit subscribe on Drew Harrison, because we got some behind-the-scenes clips for you from this here podcast coming your way. People enjoyed the Braun Breaker becoming Goldberg.
They did, and we are seeing that. I don't know if you saw what happened this week, but dude, Braun Breaker is breaking ribs across the board. Ricochet is getting the heat right now.
I love when they do this, when they think, when we're like, all hope is lost, they done forgot about this dude. Mm-hmm. Ain't no salvaging him, and now they're making him one of the focal points on Raw.
Right.
Love it.
Can't be stopped. Yeah, really bringing that Goldberg energy. We all know he's the son of Rick Steiner of the Steiner brothers.
I do love the math.
Yeah.
Like, I don't do math.
So, no, I love what they're doing with this. It's but no, I'm glad people watched the video. Continue to watch these clips that we're posting. We're going to break down some of these things more.
My favorite clip we've done so far still is the hypothetical, should the Wyatt family attack Logan Paul. I had fun making that thumbnail. I had fun talking about that. I had fun cutting that clip, because you won me over.
I think it's an awesome, weird, cool story. If we get him infected with the juice, the Sister Abigail,
yeah, man. All the prime
infection,
all the prime bottles can turn into stuff.
I mean, it would be amazing.
Yeah.
He's the perfect guy to do it.
Well, we got so much to go over. Let's get into some news up top. Not a big news week, so don't have too much to go over. Luckily, we got enough results to carry us, but word on the street is Becky Lynch taking a long hiatus. A good old internet wrestling community were worried she was going to AEW. I'm like, come on,
right?
Man. If you could give me 3 superstars I would never see in AEW, and Becky Lynch would be on that list.
Right. Becky Lynch isn't going anywhere.
No, she just wants to be
hanging
a mom.
out.
She wasn't supposed to come back for this last run, but she did a favor.
She wants to be a mom. She's the man, Becky Lynch. What a cool moment, too. King and Queen of the Ring. The show starting off with Becky Lynch walking out with the man on the Jumbotron behind. Super
I loved
cool.
her tuxedo.
Big moment. And again, for those of y'all that are like, why are we going to Saudi Arabia? It's to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's how you change culture. That's how you push the envelope. So big ups to Becky Lynch. But no, she ain't going anywhere. She's taking a break. I think she'll end up re-signing a contract at some point. The rest, everybody loves to throw out these hypotheticals.
Speculation, man. Speculate.
But she doesn't seem bitter. If anything, everybody wants to work for Triple H at this point. So, I don't see.
It's so funny that I don't have to worry about the mass AEW exodus anymore.
No.
People want to stay home.
Mm-hmm. People want to leave AEW.
Speaking of which, Mark Henry confirms he is done with the company. What a That didn't pan out the way they thought it was.
No, I mean, nothing with AEW has truly panned out the way that I think they actually wanted it to. Really, a lot of good potential, maybe a lot of good ideas. I don't know what the execution's going on. I don't know what the leadership looks like, but Mark Henry is a legend that they've kind of fumbled, but maybe we'll see him back in WWE. Come on, you don't be the world's strongest man, a world heavyweight champion.
Strongest.
I mean, he's still got a lot to offer just in terms of, being an analyst and, maybe a manager.
I loved his backstage segment.
He's just a presence, man.
As terrible as Collision has been from the get-go, his interviewing wasn't the reason.
Right.
People love to be like, it's main event time, like picking on him when he said that. But I thought it added a little bit to it.
Right.
I always thought he's been a great talker.
Yeah.
Underrated, undervalued talker. He's not going to... I still think one of my favorite promos still is his fake retirement speech. It got me. I was in tears for that man. Never cared about Mark Henry as a wrestler. And I'm like, he's retired? Why did he give it? And then, bam! Kill it. Oh, I love it. Shotzi undergoes stem cell treatment in Mexico, so she's hoping to come back for too long. I hate she was getting a little bit of momentum when she went out. The WWE needs that unhinged female wrestler.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, we have, what's her name? With the antlers.
Oh, yeah. Valhalla.
Nikki Cross.
Oh, yeah.
Nikki. Is it Nikki Cross?
But are you thinking Valhalla with the deer antlers?
Yeah, isn't that the same person?
Nah. Different people.
What's Nikki Cross up to?
Nikki Cross is not doing anything. Yeah. She was part of Sanity.
I thought she was Valhalla.
That's hilarious.
I thought that's full on switched her up.
Well, that goes to show you they're not doing much with those characters.
Gosh.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Hey.
Do they look similar?
They do look very similar.
Cool. Just making
sure.
Right. Are you sure?
Positive they're different people. Because one's married to the guy that used to be in Sanity, the hairy guy.
I believe you.
And then the other guy's married to Ro from Viking Raiders.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Big AEW theme. I guess they had a big pay-per-view.
They did, yeah.
So
Double or Nothing, I believe.
But Gangrel comes in to help Edge against the House of Black.
Nice.
Other rumors swirling that Malachi was coming home before too long. So I would love to see him back in the Federation. Now Edge needs surgery. He broke his tibia.
Yeah. I saw a video that said this is the exact moment you can tell where Edge broke his foot. He jumps off a thing through a table, off the cage. Yeah, jumps off.
You're 50 years old, my guy.
Yeah, and he's like, why doesn't WWE want me anymore? And it's like,
because you want to do stuff like that, and they don't want you to do stuff like that.
No.
Triple H is like, I just got a pacemaker, guys. Let's slow down a little bit.
Yeah, slow down. Wrestle more like The Miz.
God forbid he wants to save these guys from themselves.
Right.
Well, I mean, that's what they do. You hang on too long to go on the indies, and then you get real hurt.
Right.
Drew McIntyre medically cleared.
Clear him.
I'm ready.
God, the way he came out, the way he had that cut that promo, Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, Gunter.
Dude, those three right there, all villains, all in the title picture. Mm-hmm. And I have zero complaints.
Right.
Everyone's like, what are they going to do, villain versus villain? Like, yeah, that sounds great. Heel versus heel.
I love it.
That way I don't care who wins.
Right.
I mean, I do care who wins because I want Drew to win.
Drew's become almost like a baby face heel.
He's an anti-hero. And they needed that. They hadn't had an anti-hero, some say, since Stone Cold.
Right.
They tried with CM Punk, but he was just a face that Vince hated. So he was an anti-hero to Vince, but he was a face.
Right.
I think it'd be great because he's going to get cheered at Clash of the Clan. Clash of the Castle. That stupid game I played years ago, I get that stuck in my head.
Dude,
Clash of the Clans.
Which, can we talk about WWE basically giving us 3 PLEs in like 7 weeks?
Thank you, WWE. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Summer vacation, indeed.
We love it. I mean, and then if we want to talk about SummerSlam, let's talk about 4 in about 10 weeks.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I'm so excited on who is going to be Money in the Bank.
Who you think?
Because they saved it. I hated last year's Money in the Bank.
Who you think?
But Priest saved it at the end. I think they got to go AJ Styles.
You think AJ Styles?
After our conversation last week, I think they got to go AJ Styles. Let him carry it around.
You don't think Logan Paul rolls into Cleveland? World heavyweight champion. Let me paint a picture for you.
Okay, let me paint me a picture.
Well, I was going to say Drew McIntyre gets cashed on again.
This poor guy's going to hate Buddy in the
Clash at the Castle. He gets that moment.
Yeah.
But literally at the next PLE, gets cashed in on.
That's terrible. We can't do that to my man. He's at least got to have a 3-month reign.
That way, Logan Paul gets this big moment. I don't know.
I think Paul could win it in his hometown, and you don't necessarily have to do anything with it.
Well, he would have to drop the U.S. title.
I think he needs to go ahead and drop the U.S. title.
You think
if they're not going to build a strong feud, which I think
he
this
drops
is all
it Money in the Bank to somebody?
He's got to drop it soon.
Or not Money in the Bank. What's next?
Castle. Yeah, Clash.
Well, he might not be wrestling at Castle.
I don't think he is. So he's got to drop it at Money in the Bank if he's going to be in the main event scene at SummerSlam. Because that's my whole thing. Is if you're going to be in the main event scene, cool. You've proven yourself. I was so anti-Logan Paul, but you've done the right things. You're a pro wrestler.
This match, everyone is very excited about.
And that camera angle, which they said was Logan Paul's idea with the drone.
And I mean, listen, I don't want to hey, wrestling fans, not to burst your bubble and wrestlers, but when you're coming from the outside, I think it's easier to be creative than when you're stuck in the middle. And Logan Paul is coming in from the outside. So for him, it is very easy to be creative in this realm because he isn't defined by anything and he isn't limited by anything.
Bad gimmicks. He didn't come in with a history of bad gimmicks that people were chanting at him. So
and he just has a natural ability. I mean, he does,
gifted, man. I hate how athletically gifted that dude is. I didn't want to like this dude. I wanted him to be an outside celebrity, flash in the pan. He messed up in the ring and then he was gone. But the kid can go in the ring. And he can go on the mic. He's that heel that you just naturally hate with all of your heart. So Logan Paul is here to stay, and I'm okay with it.
He's here to stay, and he's going to be world heavyweight champion. I think he's going to be world heavyweight champion soon. Yeah. I mean, you can't. I mean,
how much heat does that generate if he's the one that he's the first one to take the title off Cody?
I mean, I think
heat times 1,000.
And then again, now we're in fantasy booking territory because then we've got The Rock.
Yeah.
And think about The Rock versus Logan Paul.
That's how Rock becomes a babyface again.
I mean, it's just a massive. I'm just talking about the potential of a huge.
He hated enough that he finally gets Logan to be a face. I love those feuds where they could be either or.
Right.
Pick and choose who you want to be the face, who you want to be the heel, because both work.
Yeah, I mean, or does WWE just give Logan Paul a successful U.S. title defense in Cleveland to kick off the show?
If it's a good feud, I like it. I don't want him just to feed him LA Knight and bury that dude some more.
Right.
It's got to be a credible face that
AJ
can take
Styles.
the L. God, please don't do that to him. It can't be KO. It can't be maybe Randy. I don't know.
They do just keep feeding people
Randy.
They just keep feeding people to Logan Paul.
Yeah. All right. Main event results time this week. Got some main event. There's a reason we follow this, people, because it is stepping its game up.
Hot matches.
Pete Dunne defeated Dijak. Wonder if this is working Dijak in to see where he fits in the roster.
I like Dijak.
I do too.
Reminds me of a basketball player.
Not a big fan of this Terminator gimmick, but I like Dijak.
Yeah.
I guess he's trying to do a new age big boss man type thing.
Yeah, it just reminds me of a basketball player, playing center.
Yeah, Jokic.
And he looks like Jokic, yeah.
Fire and Dawn, why aren't they Alba Fire, Isla Dawn? Why aren't they called Fire? Why don't they lean into that more? Defeat Carter and Chance. They gave Carter and Chance the belts, and they are not doing anything with them since then. NXT recap this week. Have you been watching?
I think I watched this past week. Yeah.
Javon Evans.
Yes. Yes,
love that kid.
I do love Javon Evans.
I love they apparently appreciate him. They're putting him with Trick Williams.
Yeah.
They get
Big story. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Got a lot of good will with the crowd. I like this guy.
Yeah. I love they're fighting Gallus this week in a tag match. So
Yeah.
That's always a good sign when you're tagging with the NXT with the champ.
Yeah, but again, be weary when you fly too close to the flame. You know, champ's gotta, you know, gonna keep you in check. So, you know,
Whoop that trick.
Could see some whooping that.
Gallus staying in the title picture. They're in the NXT North American title picture. They're always in the tag title picture.
Yeah.
Now they're in the heavyweight title picture. Gallus just wrecking
it.
Ridge Holland, interesting story they're doing with him. Had the retirement because he didn't want to hurt anybody, but now he's hurting people.
Right.
I thought it was very distasteful when they had him actually hurt Elia and they were like, stretchered him off. I'm like, too soon, man. Big E was my dude. I don't like that. I forgive him, but don't write it in the storyline.
Totally.
Sexy Red is supposed to make an appearance on NXT this week.
Bring out Sexy Red.
Yeah.
Maybe Drake will show up too.
Hey, Shawn Michaels still said that open invitation for Drake and Kendrick to figure it out.
Yeah, Sexy Red. Welcome to the WWE universe. Let's make you a playable character.
You know, they're already thinking about it. More qualifiers for the North American ladies ladder match. I think that's going to end up being a great match.
Yeah.
Michin's probably going to punch her ticket tonight. It's going to be great. All right, SmackDown from Saudi Arabia. LA Knight teaming with the Street Profits, taking on Carmelo Hayes and A-Town Down Under.
By a round of applause, who's over LA Knight?
They didn't pull this is what happens when you build someone up and don't pull the trigger.
Even my girlfriend who barely watches wrestling was like, this guy sounds like The Rock.
That is tough when your gimmick is that and then you bring the guy back. So it was... Clearly, they had a dilemma when LA Knight was cutting promos and The Rock was on the same episode. But all that's over with now. But now what do you do with this guy? I think they got to turn him heel.
You got to. Turn him heel. Have him light someone on fire. I want him to go like...
All right, Darby Allin with the
turn
flamethrower.
him nuts.
Yeah. If he's that ball of that firecracker, let him be a firecracker.
Like, give us Night. Take the K away. Give us...
Night. Okay.
Darkness. Spider-Man 3. Tobey Maguire, emo Spider-Man. That's what I want out of LA Knight.
I do appreciate that Carmelo Hayes is in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
He's not just getting lost in the shuffle.
Yep.
They're pushing all these guys. Elia's getting his limelight, put on a banger of a match again on Raw with Ricochet, because those two always do.
Yeah.
Braun's getting pushed to the moon and back.
Yep.
Carmelo had a match with Cody right from the get-go.
Yep, right from the jump. It's big
It's
stuff.
the new age, man.
Yeah.
These NXT guys aren't just getting buried immediately. Tiffy time. Tiffy's getting pushed to the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Bailey beats Chelsea Green. Now she's got to deal with Queen Nia.
Yeah.
Is that the feud you want in the main event scene for Ladies SmackDown? Bailey Nia?
I want Nia to have the title for sure. I think Nia represents, David Goliath type stories.
That monster.
We wanted Bailey to have her moments, but, for the life of me, I can't get interested in her title run right now.
Well, because they haven't put anybody interesting.
So,
like they were starting to get me a little interested when they had Naomi and Tiffany in there. But what happened?
I mean, again, she's a great champion. I'm not saying she's not a good champion. But
and having her fight on a weekly basis will do a lot for her.
Yeah.
Because the reason we love Becky so much and Becky can do Becky things is she's put the time in. She's been champ. She's wrestled on Raw. She's had her nose broken.
Seriously.
You gotta something to be said. There's as much as we are praising this new era and this new booking and this new way of thinking, some old stuff still works. Mm-hmm. And tried and true, a hard workhorse face champion just works.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if she's gonna keep beating the roster until her ultimate showdown with Nia, because we got a little bit that workhorse champion. Yeah, that's how I get back on Team Bailey.
Yeah.
What do you think they're doing with Andrade and Legado? Because I love the thought of an Andrade Escobar feud. Mm-hmm. I think those two can go.
I think ultimately that's probably what they're setting up.
Yeah.
And I think they might even be including Dom in all of this as
who's getting closer to getting cleared.
Day.
Yeah,
He gets kicked
setting
out of
up
Judgment
his
Day.
thing.
Yeah.
Because Finn and JD will probably stick together.
Yeah.
JD or Dom, this is what Dom will end up doing, battling between Andrade and Legado.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I see Andrade and Escobar going at it and it being beautiful.
I think it's great. I think they can put on fantastic matches.
Yeah.
Yeah, just do something with Andrade, please.
Yes.
That's kind of why I want Logan Paul to go play in the main event scene and drop his title, is because I want Andrade to be fighting for it.
Yes.
I want Santos to be fighting for it.
Right.
So many great mid-carders on SmackDown, and they'd be fighting for that belt. Mm-hmm. We still getting Randy and KO versus the Bloodline. I feel like that's going to carry on for a while.
Forever.
On the King and Queen of the Ring results. Great pay-per-view.
Great PLE.
I love that they're keeping it to like 6 matches, but have those just really good matches. Progress other storylines with backstage segments. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yes, very good. Old school, classic, great flow. I mean, just really great.
Nothing felt weird. Nothing felt out hinged. Nothing felt like, man, this match sucks.
Yeah. No, really, I love the way that they're doing it right now.
Jade and Bianca keep their belts over Indy and Candice.
Saw that happening.
Yeah, you can't take the belts off them that soon, especially since neither one of them were in the contention for Queen of the Ring.
Right.
Kind of like they did that. Mm-hmm. They didn't need all this.
Right.
They're using different things to push different people. What?
Right.
What is this
not
crazy
the same
standard
thing.
of practice?
Not the same thing for everyone? Oh, my gosh.
Liv Morgan is now the champion. Mm-hmm. She beats Becky Lynch. Mm-hmm. Great match. Loved her ode to Britney Spears. Get Up. Her one more I don't even know what song it's from, but the red jumpsuit, spot on. Now she's champ, and they're pushing. The Dom scenario in here is a whole nother factor you got to be on the lookout for.
Yeah, but great match. Shout out to Liv Morgan. Really solidifies herself as main event player. Yeah, I mean, she already was, but this like really solidifies it.
I love the almost. She's chaos in person. Mm-hmm. She is. I just want to burn it
down,
and see what happens.
Yeah,
she's destroying everything Rhea ever loved.
It just goes to
causing some little her own little mischief along the way.
It just goes to show you what great stuff can happen when you turn someone heel.
What?
Yeah.
If it's not working as a babyface, turn them
heel.
Get out.
Make them angry. That's what wrestling is supposed to be about. Angry people body slamming each other.
You tripping, man.
I know. Might be.
You good with Sammy keeping the belt for now? Beat Bronson Reed, beat Gable. Bronson took the pin, though.
I'm down for Sammy to keep it. I mean, listen. I still see Sammy versus Gable in a one-on-one match where Gable takes it. Maybe SummerSlam.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think they got to have a... Caught me off guard with... we'll talk about it in just a second. With how... If they are pairing Gable with the Creed brothers, they're not doing a good job of making the Creed brothers look tough. I think they almost got to abandon that at this point.
Yeah, the Creed brothers got...
mollywopped.
Yeah.
Ooh. But the tearing down... So they got to walk a delicate line here, because anytime you have a newly healed character berating his past friends, it gets old quick. Mm-hmm. So while I love him berating Tozawa and talking trash to Maxine, get to the payoff.
Right.
They either got to go on somewhere or they got to turn vicious. Mm-hmm. And I think they're building Otis up to turn pretty vicious.
Which would be amazing. Turn him, heel.
What?
Which, again, heel can mean multiple things.
Yeah.
But, like, just turn him into a rabid animal.
Vicious heel Otis is way more what I want than the Creed brothers at this point.
Yeah, and they again, Otis is one of those guys that he can't be totally happy with the character that was put in front of him.
I want to see him old school John Tenta Earthquake days.
Yeah.
Just wrecking shot. When they were building Earthquake up to be a viable contender to Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Just demolishing people.
Yeah.
I don't think we'd necessarily got to go back to the serious Otis days, but like just destroying people.
Right.
Nia Jax, Queen of the Ring, defeats Lyra Valkyria.
Interesting that Lyra made it to the finals.
Yeah.
Interesting that she came out with wings as her entrance. Looking like a bird.
They're already calling her Bird Lady.
I love when the guy was like, well, what are you going to do with someone who thinks they're a bird, Cole? It was fantastic commentary by... great match, though. Great way to build up Lyra. She, again, way to build up a new superstar.
You always have to win.
And fantastic call making. We talked about what's the best way to make Nia Jax the biggest heel. Well, if it's not beating Rhea Ripley in Australia, winning Queen of the Ring might be the second closest thing.
There you go. And now she can be her own thing on SmackDown, and it doesn't take away. Because I think that's the problem that they ran into with her being on Raw, is they're like, let's push her. Oh, wait. Not at the expense of Rhea.
Right.
So now she's away from Rhea. Because I feel like that's two people that they don't want to touch right now with WWE and booking. They don't want to make Liv look weak because they got a brand new star on their hands. And they don't want to Rhea look weak. So it kind of got logjam there with Becky on Raw. So I'm glad Nia's now on SmackDown. Because, yeah, Bayley's cool, but, like, you need way more interesting women on SmackDown.
Absolutely.
And Nia on a tear can be that interest. Gunther is now King General instead of Ring General. How you feel about him beating Randy?
Well, did he actually beat Randy? I mean, we
we got the speculation. The shoulder was up.
So listen, I mean, I do like how they're acknowledging that. It's an interesting call. But no, I do like Gunther winning King of the Ring.
Do you king him? Do you call him Ring General? The King Ring
King General.
King General.
I think you call him King General.
Yeah, it's got a nice ring to it.
Or the the King General.
Yeah.
Gunther.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just really great, and again, another great way to build him up. But what are we doing if if
that logjam
Drew McIntyre wins the championship on June 15th? Is Gunther getting it on August 3rd?
He shouldn't.
And
then what, CM Punk?
45 days later.
We wanted this.
So again,
just remember, we wanted this.
What are we going to do?
We wanted this logjam.
What are we going to do with Gunther?
Yeah. This is going to be very interesting to see Triple H's juggling ability. Is how does he keep... He's done a great job of making these superstars interesting. Now, how do you keep them interesting?
Well, yeah, and now we're finally in a territory where the World Heavyweight title can get just passed around.
Yeah.
Sure, you know what? Damian Priest can... The issue is we just need it to be defended more, right? So, like, with Damian Priest...
It can change.
With Damian Priest, like, he can win it at WrestleMania, and then he can lose it at Clash at the Castle if we've also had 6 title defenses on Raw in between.
Yeah.
But we're not getting that.
No. Work.
So we're just like protecting a champion when it's like, I don't know, the way to actually make the most out of a shorter title reign is to just put him in title matches. But in any case, because again, like what happens if Damian Priest loses after 2 defenses?
Yeah, he's weak. Then Drew loses, he's weak. So now this logjam goes away and you got no one as a viable challenger.
Yeah, next thing you know, 3 years passes and finally it's Finn Balor's turn. I mean,
poor Finn. Does he ever
Finn's
get another chance?
I'm about to retire now.
Yeah, does he ever get another chance?
Right.
Cody beats Logan Paul. Banger of a match.
Dude,
I loved that camera angle.
Banger of a
I can't
match.
stop thinking about that camera angle.
Fantastic camera angle. Again, Logan Paul just thinking outside the box, making it look easy, bringing in great creativity, great spots throughout the entire match. And, dude, just a freaking...
Someone said, and I
Awesome.
can't get it out of my head now, someone said, I want them to go back now and take all of the old footage and produce it like they're doing now.
I mean, seriously, can you
It's
imagine?
hard to watch any old stuff now because the production value has gone through the roof.
Yeah.
The way they walk in, the way they see them exiting.
Yeah.
It's so much. They're telling stories with no one talking.
Right. It's amazing. I mean, I get
Oh,
excited
that's
for
great.
Mondays and Fridays now, like I haven't in a
Yeah.
long time.
Exactly. And God forbid there be a pay-per-view on the weekend.
Right.
Hyped.
Oh, and I love it being at like noon,
So nice.
1 p.m.
Can they
Eastern.
do
Oh,
that?
like a baseball
I know
game.
I think we're going to get a lot more of the overseas paper
Bring them on.
PLEs.
Bring them on. Unless it's in my town, put it overseas.
Yeah. That gets us into Raw last night. Great one came out. Gunther, Priest, McIntyre all talked about that crowded title picture. You got to throw CM Punk in there eventually. Just the different matchups we can get from this. You talked about Finn Balor. You talked about the other Judgment Day members. You got so many great people on Raw now. Seth comes back at some point, which with Becky taking a break, I don't think we see them till Survivor Series at the earliest. I think, personally. I'm thinking more Royal Rumble next year.
Okay.
But yeah, when all the smoke clears, we're doing fantasy booking here again. Who do you want to be the champ coming out of the summer?
Ooh, the world heavyweight champ. I mean, I wanted to be Drew McIntyre.
I do too.
I wanted to be angry. I want him to just be wreaking havoc, cutting people's heads off with that sword.
I want Gunther to be like, I'm king of the ring, but I'm in no rush to take your title from you.
Yeah.
Be slow and methodical.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's where he shines.
Yeah, and I don't like that they necessarily are like, you have to get the title match at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I do. Got it.
I mean, maybe, though, this does make it easier after Mania every year.
Yeah.
To create.
This is the Royal Rumble of SummerSlam?
Yeah, and it's a way to, again, create feuds where people are earning them as opposed to, like, creating some wild justification as to why this person's attacking this person.
Yeah. I do like, because these tournament matches were fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, and I like that there's tournaments. It's always fun on Raw when it's like, oh, what matches are we getting? Oh, every match tonight is for the Intercontinental Gauntlet. I'm into that.
Yeah.
I'm into the last
NXT,
hour and a half of Raw to be one match where the winner walks away with a title.
Has that not been so
shot.
nice for the main events? The main events have meant something over the last few months, and it has been so
It's not just another 6-man tag.
It's about to be a tag match.
Oh, 6-man tag. Oh, no, 6-man tag. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Let's make it an 8-man tag. Yeah. How about a 10-man tag? Yeah. Tonight, we have an epic 10-man tag.
John Cena and Randy Orton versus the whole roster.
We're good on your 10-man tags.
Yeah. Braun Strowman and JD continue their feud, and I just love that Finn Balor and Carlito look like just little henchmen just running around like,
Super funny.
It's going to be a good payoff, I feel like, with this Carlito Judgment Day stuff.
Yeah.
And another guy that I think with time they could build up to be a challenger for the belt. If they keep the belt on Priest, Carlito's a great challenger.
Yeah. He spits in the face, man.
Yeah. Breaker destroys Ricochet and Ilya. I love that they're putting those three together.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine that triple threat?
Incredible.
It's going to be... Dude, it's going to blow the doors off for whatever PLE is.
I mean, book that for Clash at the Castle.
Yeah. All these different feuds. Like, it's so refreshing, man. Like, I don't think I could put the roster in a video game and come up with some of these feuds.
Right. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun what they're doing.
But we're going to put Breaker, Ricochet, Ilya in there. Like, what? AOP just decimates the Creeds. They tried to play it off that Scarlett caused a distraction with Ivy.
Yeah.
So the only way they salvage this now is if Ivy is a weak link and stays with Maxine, and then the Creeds have to throw her away too to be ruthless and buy in with Gable. Only way this works now. But I just want a ruthless Otis.
Yes.
as Gable's muscle. That's all I want.
Yeah, have a squirrel bite him. Make him turn to a rabid animal, dude. That's what we need.
The rabbit. Oh, I about said Wolverine. Okay.
Rabbit.
Yeah, there we go.
Squirrel.
Lyra gets back in the win column, beats Kairi Sane. Are we just destroying damage control?
Yeah, let's do it. End him. We're done. Move on.
Io Sky is so good in the ring.
Yeah.
Dakota Kai's pretty good in the ring, too.
Dakota Kai's got on the mic. She's fine a little bit.
Yeah, man.
We like Dakota Kai.
Liv beats Becky in the steel cage with the old assist to Dirty Dom.
Ooh, followed by a hot makeout. Liv, Dom, revealing affairs of love.
Poor Uncle Howdy just in the back, just like wipes one tear away.
Rhea Ripley must be rolling over.
She's furious. Mommy is pissed.
Mommy's pissed because Daddy is a cheating.
Do we get them at SummerSlam, you think?
Yeah.
Liv, Rhea?
Yeah. Or Money in the Bank. Ooh, maybe Mommy comes back, wins Money in the Bank. Ooh, Money in the Bank. That's what I'm talking about.
That's a great way to come back. Like, don't say there's a mystery person.
Yeah.
Which, if they say it now, we all know it's going to be Mommy. So.
Yeah, well, there's a
They
lot
gotta
of
be
potential because we also have, at that point, it'll be
Charlotte.
Becky and Charlotte.
Ooh. Do two mysteries, have Charlotte and Rhea come back.
And there's always the lingering Ronda element. No, I'm joking.
thank you.
I'm joking.
Next week, we get New Day versus AOP, Sheamus versus Ludwig Kaiser,
Okay.
and Priest versus Rey Mysterio. So Priest getting in the ring,
Finally.
at least.
Finally, Priest.
Not, I don't think it's for the title. But
Jeez,
whatever.
finally. Bruh.
So how you feeling about things, man? How you feeling?
Dude, I
about
feel
that?
good. Even though, it's funny. The fact that we don't really have the big stars there right now the way that we normally would, I'm still into what's going on.
Yeah.
Really fun. Even though we don't have Seth Rollins, even though we don't have Charlotte Flair, even though we don't have, Rhea Ripley, we don't, The Rock, we don't have The Rock right now. We don't have Brock Lesnar. We don't have Roman Reigns. We're still getting some really great, fun stuff. So we don't have CM Punk. We don't have anybody.
This great product.
But we have, by
Without
anybody,
these heavy
we
hitters.
still have everybody in the sense that they've done a really good job
I care about Braun Breaker.
making
I care about Ilya.
all of these people interesting. And everyone just looks like they're having a good time again. And that's fun to see.
I love
How
it.
are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. They're building up new stars. Who would have thought it?
Who would have thought? Who?
Building up new stars. I'm excited. Raw to me now with this mid card the way it is feels like the old school SmackDown when we had Edge and Eddie and Undertaker and those guys. Like that's what it's starting to feel like now with Judgment Day and Ilya and Ricochet and Bronson Reed and Sammy. So I love SmackDown. Obviously, they got some superstars over there, but I'm really digging what Raw's doing right now. I love Monday nights. Look forward to Monday nights so much. And I'm looking forward to that storyline that gets me hooked back into SmackDown.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, man. I don't want to be one of those dudes, but I need this bloodline storyline to pay off a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to drag it out for 3 years, like hit me with something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not buying Solo.
Right. No one's buying Solo.
Let him be on the phone or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, who's he talking to? And then Heyman being like, who are you talking to? I didn't get that phone call, More mystery.
Yep.
That's it for the weekly recap. Make sure you tune in to all the great stuff Project Nerds throwing your way. Hit that subscribe button on Drew Harrison Comedy, Evan Burke Comedy. Check out our specials we got out. Check out all the great clips coming. And we will see you next week.